everyone, it's Jean from the Inky Owl Studio. Thanks for stopping by for a few minutes. It's good to see ya. Well, it's good to know you're there anyways. Hope you're having a good day. I am starting a project of making an altered book, which I know has been done multiple times, but I want to do one for myself. And there's a purpose behind it. I've been seeing people use Margarete Miller's 5-prompt collage that she puts out each week, and I'm going to link her information down below. But she puts out a 5-prompt collage to do, and she gives you 5 items to find, and somehow you work it in to your piece. And I think the best way to learn to collage and get good at it is like everything else. You just got to keep doing it. And I would like to improve my collage abilities, so I am making myself a little altered book using her prompts throughout. Now she's already on week 9, so I know I'm really behind, and I will probably catch up with the rest of it in the future. But I want to prepare my book, and I'm going to link down below 2 inspirational videos, one from Gail Agostinelli and one from Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. And they both, have a slightly different approach, but it's pretty much basic and the same, and I'm not going to veer too much from that. I will do it a little differently, like we all do. We put our spin on it, right? But I will just tell you briefly how I'm going about doing it, just to give you an overview. And many of you already know how to do this and have probably done it a few times. But anyways, the first thing I did was I just selected my book. And it's best to get a book that is glued in rather opposed to sewed in. So if you open it up into the spine area, you can see there's no thread that is holding the pages together, which means it is basically glued. And this means that when you tear a page out over here, another one will not slip out over here where you don't want it to slip out. You kind of have better control as what pages you remove and what pages you can keep. So that's the first thing. And usually a cheap book or an inexpensive book is usually glued. And I went to the dollar store and I got a book. And it's a children's story book of sorts, I guess, and I chose that because then I know the words probably aren't going to be offensive, hopefully, and I can use the torn out pages as basics for other things I do. And that's the first thing I did. And then secondly, this is how I moved through, or I'm going to move through the book, is I saved the first, and this is sort of the oh, there's a name for this. I'm sorry, but there's a name for this page, but it's usually pretty heavy, and it kind of like it's connected to this page in here, and it's usually blank. So it's a great journaling place to work with. And then I saved the other 2 pages here because there's a lot of blank space in here, so you could work journaling into there easily. So I started with the first page, and the first page is going to be, well, okay, start with the first page, and then I tore out 8 pages. Now you might want to tear out less or more, because as you put stuff in here, it's going to bulk up quite a bit. So I tore out 8. And as I go through here, when I get about a third of the way through and I think I haven't left enough room, I might tear out more. So it doesn't matter, you can alter out how many you tear out. There's no set formula for that. So I tore out 8 pages, and then I took the 9th page. Now I'm going to take these 2 pages and I'm going to put these together. Now you want to use these pages together because they are covering up all this ripped out area here. So somehow either you're going to make a pocket from these 2 pages, or you're going to glue these 2 pages together and make it a heavy surface, and maybe for something, maybe you want to put cloth or something on it and you want something firmer. But somehow these two pages are going to be together. Now, in both Gail and Barbara, when they did this, they made their pocket right away, which is a great option. But because I'm doing this collage, I don't know how I might want to set it up. You know, I might get to this point and think, oh, I want to do it. I want this kind of a pocket or that kind of a pocket. So I am not making my pockets. I am simply clipping those two pages together, knowing that this is, you know, this will be my spread, and I accidentally didn't do it right here, so that's why you see this here. This will be my spread, and these will somehow be a pocket or be glued together. So I'll just do a tear out here to show you how I'm going to proceed with it. So these are the last two places where I tore out my 8 pages, and I put my clip them together. Now this will be the one side of the next pocket, and then I'm going to tear out 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now if there's a page or a picture or something you want to keep along the way, and I really don't want to keep these pictures, I think it would be too difficult to incorporate the black, you can leave it. You can only maybe tear out 7. Say you really wanted that picture, so you may only want to tear out 7. Or you may tear out your 8 and the picture could be here. Well, you can tear that out. I mean, there's no, like I say, you don't have to do a certain amount of tearing out. So these two are together because these two are going to hide the ripped pages of the 8 you tore out. Plus, it does kind of give it a little bit more room to put something in the pocket. So let me do it again. Now, the easiest mistake that I've already done a couple times in here is that you begin tearing out right away. After you've made your pocket, you start tearing out. No, you have to go this way. You have to leave one more page over for the first side of your pocket. So don't start tearing at the two that are clipped together. Tear the next page over. So I'll do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And usually you can do pretty good 2 at a time, because I'm not really worried about how much is left there or not. So these two are going to be put together. Now we have a problem here. So we have this picture. So now I'm going to tear out 9 pages. No problem at all. And then save this one and begin with my 8 pages again. Okay, before I get started on the collage, I did want to mention that all the paper that I've torn out of the book, I'm going to use as much of it as I can back into some of the into the pages, making tags or whatever, as much as I can. So I'm not going to, waste all of it. So I decided to start with my collage because Margarete Miller is already on week 15, and I'm going to follow Roxy Creations. She's on weeks, she's on week 10. And I'm just going to start there because, I don't know, why not? And then as I go on, I'll probably incorporate the other ones, the other weeks or whatever. So this week 10 challenge, the 5 items are a sheet of music, no problem getting that, right? Something round, so I chose a doily. An illustration, so I got this out of a book. And a picture, a person. So I'm thinking that she may mean a photograph. To me, that means a photograph, I guess. And the other one was a shoe, which I had no shoes. I had no shoe ephemera. So the bonus, which you can trade out, is tissue paper. So I chose a piece of tissue paper from a sewing pattern and cut out a strip of that. And then I have, miscellaneous papers. I looked at, I really liked this lady's dress, this green and the pink flowers, pink roses, and the illustration has pink roses on it, and sort of a blue-gray illustration. So I just chose some papers in from my scrap pile that I thought would, work in nicely with those things. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to decide how I want to pocket. So in the meantime, I am going to put glue down this one side here and this side across here. And so now I have a nice glued area. And we'll put those two pages together. Actually, I probably should hold them up like this to glue them together. There we go. And then we will put in a notch. Here I am going to make a pocket. I'm going to fold this piece down like so and make a pocket that goes in like that. So let me just cut off a little bit there like so, and kind of maybe get that glue down a little bit. And then I'm going to glue here on these two sides. There we go. And put these two together here. So that's going to be my pocket there. Okay, all inked. I also took the time to sew this into like a ruffle on my sewing machine. I think I sewed it a little tiny short, but I'm not going to stress those details because this is for me anyway, so it's okay that it comes up a little short. This is supposed to be fun and relaxing, and that's the way I want to keep it. And so I need to put some background in here, and I will just tear up some music sheets here to glue for the background. Now I won't have to glue every word, glue off every single word. I won't have to do that, but I don't want a lot of the words coming through just because it's a story that I don't care about. But a few of the words is fine. But I would like to put a nice background, and I think probably all my collages will probably start with some sort of a background. I can only imagine. And so on this side, I plan to put this illustration here, and I want to put a little color over there. I think I'll just tear it by hand and put in. There's a little bit of this green shade right around in there a little bit, so kind of goes with that a tad. So I'm kind of liking that with just a little bit of those words peeking out. I think will be fine. And maybe to make those words fade a little bit, I'm just going to do a little bit of distressing like that, so they're not quite so, because this is a newer book, it doesn't have that patina. Now as far as doing this with an older book, I don't know, most of them are stitched, and I think Gail said you got to be really careful with the spine that it's not falling apart, because it's usually one of the first things that, you know, go amiss on an older book like that. There we go. We'll just stick that right over there. So I've been thinking a lot about what am I going to do and what am I going to give this a purpose besides the practice of collaging, which, you know, is a noble purpose. It's a good thing to do. But, you know, I don't know. Well, I'm going to have to think about that. At this point, what I am considering is all these pockets I'm going to put in a journaling space, whether it's a journaling card or if it's maybe just a piece of paper I've journaled on, something of that nature is what I'm kind of thinking. I'll put a different music paper sheet down here. Just tear this up a little bit here. So I am going to be doing some inking around these pieces. I would like a, you know, a slight vintage feel. And really, I mean, I know that I'm grabbing a lot of this stuff from my stash, but really doing magazines images would be just as fun, I would think, as to doing it this way. So in here somewhere is going to go my lady, somewhere's in here, and then my doily, which actually I think I've already kind of messed it up, but maybe not. Yeah, this is already stuck down. Oh, it is. Okay. Well, you know, my thought was to cover up where I made the mistake, was to put this doily down here. And I probably should have done it before I put this down, but that's okay. So I went around here and I took a Shabby Chic Distress, what's it called? Shabby Shutters. It's Shabby Shutters. It's like a green distress ink. And then I went back over it with the vintage photo ink, and to kind of bring some of that green shade. And here is the other part that I'm going to be using. And let's just get this glued right on inside there. And in fact, well, okay, I think this will be fine. Might as well just glue this back down. And just get this together. Well, you know what I could do? I could also cut this doily down. I could cut this doily down here and just have it. Oh, well. Let's go with it. Let's go with it. Yeah. You can't really spend a whole lot of time thinking it through too much, because the point is to get better at collaging and not stressing with the details, correct? At least that's my goal. So this is fun. It was fun gathering all these 5 things. It's like a scavenger hunt, you know. You gotta go around and see what you can get. And I think I am probably going to start incorporating some magazines and other stuff that's not necessarily in my stash. So let's get that. I'm going to put it down here, maybe there. Stick it in here so that hopefully that'll lay down, okay. There, and then we have something round inside here. Yay, there's something round. And I see the words and stuff are coming through, which is kind of cool. I think that's kind of neat. All right, and then I do want to get something else that is going to pick up on her green dress a little bit. So maybe it'll be this one because it's got the roses. I like that. Let's see if it would be enough. Okay, let's just do it this way. Now I like to tear forward, especially this is like a scrapbook paper. It's kind of heavy. I like to tear forward because when you tear back, you get, well, it depends on the effect. So if you tear back, you get a lot of the white, and that has a really neat look to it. And if you tear forward, then you don't have the white. So each of them have a different look, I have found anyways. And I think I'm going to put that right at the bottom here. And just snip it off there. Okay. And we'll glue that down there with the roses. And I'm thinking, I want more roses in here. So I'm also thinking about get another enough glue there. And stick it in there. Something along the edge here. Now I am planning to put this here, and I almost think I want to glue it to the inside like that. I almost think that's the way I want that to be. And maybe a piece of this would look kind of cool along that border. Or if I wanted to do something a little different, I can almost incorporate that. And I think this little gal's gonna go here. And yeah, I might even put a piece of this up over here. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a piece of that over there. Just to kind of bring the eye in a little bit. Now what I really like about this challenge too is watching other people do it and seeing, well, how are they interpreting all this? What did they come up with? Alright, and let me go ahead. Just don't feel like, oh, no, we'll just put in a little, no, we're not going to do that either, because then I feel like it's too much. Just sort of do that and get back in here, kind of do this a little bit. So by doing that, it kind of gives it a more of a patina. Let me glue this on here, and I think I might cut a little bit of it off. That there. And put this up here, like so. Just like that. Stick it under. So the nice thing about doing something like this for yourself is that you don't really have to worry You don't have to sweat the details, and that's what's is so nice about doing this kind of a project, is it is just for yourself. And hey, if it's not perfect, it's okay. In fact, I don't think perfection is the purpose of collage anyways, so don't think you have to worry about that. All right, then I think I'll just put in there, and I think I'm going to call that finished. Pretty much finished anyways. I would prefer these edges not be quite so distinct. Just going to snip off the edges there. Okay. Now, all right. There she be. Right inside there. Now, I think the basic here is finished, but nothing says that you can't go back and put in some little tiny things here and there. Yeah, but I do feel that it is basically finished. Let me just clear off this space a little bit. Let me take a little bit better look. Well, I couldn't leave. I couldn't end this without adding a flower here, because as I was sitting there looking at it and wrapping up this video, I thought, oh no, this really needs, it screams for something to go here. So I am going to place in a rose there, because I think that finishes it off. So thank you so much for following along. I hope you'll give this a try, and I hope you'll do the Margarete Miller five challenge, and you know, go along. And I'm sure that each one of these is going to have a different kind of theme, a different kind of, some may be nature, some may be woodland. I mean, I don't know what to expect. That's what's kind of fun about this. So we'll see you next time, and you have a great day. Bye.